Hello everybody, it's Murialda here again, and we're unboxing our December haul. So in front of the camera now, we have Haruna. Yes, Haruna. So this is the KanColle version of her. She is from KanColle Collection, of course. If you don't know what KanColle Collection is, it's a browser game where they've taken the, old Japanese warships and turned them into girls with little rigging, and they go around and fight things. And you've been living under a rock because KanColle Collection is everywhere in the anime and figure collection thing world. So this figure was manufactured by Amakuni in Hobby Japan. She was an exclusive figure, so I couldn't get her from Ami. I mean, maybe if I waited I could have once she became pre-owned, but anyways, I bought her from Big in Japan. She is a 1/7 scale. There was another version of her, which is the same figure, but it came with a little military patch of her face and everything. I didn't want to spend the extra, so I didn't get that, so I just got the figure. So Haruna was released November 29th of 2016. I ordered her and paid for her on February 25th of 2016. And like I said, I ordered her from Big in Japan because I don't know how, but they are able to do exclusive figures. And I paid at the time 17,750 yen, which was about $162.47. I also paid 3,600 yen for shipping at the time, and that's what I actually paid. So some people bought her from Nippon Yasan, who are also able to do exclusive somehow, but Nippon Yasan actually requested extra shipping once she was released. So, and they charged 5,200 yen to ship her. So I did good getting her from Nippon or Big in Japan. Plus, on the shipping invoice, it actually listed shipping as 4,500 yen. So they lost money on me. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do a little spin around of her. So Haruna, my real only experience with KanColle Collection, besides the figures, is the anime. And one day I was sitting there and thinking about it, and to me, Haruna was the best girl in the anime. I don't know, just something about her personality, and she's beautiful, but I decided she was best girl. So I looked around for figures of her. There's some that are, still in the pre-sculpting stages and everything, but this one popped up and was available to buy, so I got her. And there's the top, and there's the bottom. So from what I've seen, there's two bases, and you can choose to display her with or without her ship parts. So, yay. Anyways, enough rambling. Let's get her open. And once I post this, and people will probably be pissed off at me because they're still waiting for theirs to ship. Even though I had to deal with her sitting in customs an extra day or two, she still got here pretty quick. And she does have a very large box, so shipping is definitely going to be expensive for her. So the inside of the box is just pink. Nothing special about it. There's a special smell. So she comes with some instructions, which we'll definitely be referencing. So yeah, there's the instructions. It's all in Japanese. So it looks like she has two skirt pieces, two bases, the main figure. Her head comes off, her body comes apart, skirt comes off, and goes on. There's the one for ship parts. Ship parts go on. There's a special rod to hold them up. put her on the base, put her head on, put the antenna in, and you're done. Yay! Put that off to the side for the moment. And we'll look at Haruna a little bit better. So there she is in her blister packaging. There's some foam around her hair. Spin around a little bit. She has an extra blister for all of her ship parts. And back to the front. And she appears to be pretty large. I mean, we'll do this again after we get her out, but there's a Coke can, just for size comparison. It seems tiny. So yeah, let's get her out of the blister. We'll start with the back blister, which... Actually, there's a third blister, even. So we'll start with this one, which has her second base for if you want to just display her. And without her ship. So it has a very unique blue-green color, I think. And she has plastic support pegs. It's got a nice little design on it. The bottom is the bottom. But yeah, that's a unique color, I think. I don't see that very often. So we'll put this back blister off to the side. And next we'll pull out... Oh, it's still taped. So we'll untape it. Exciting video, I know. So there is the blister with her ship parts. And the extra skirt. And yeah, there is definitely a unique smell to her. I mean, it's plastic. Of course, there's going to be a smell. And lots of tape holding everything together. So there is her extra skirt piece with the peg for the ship parts. So she has a red skirt. And the painting on it looks perfect right now. A little bit of dust there. There's shading on the white coattails or whatever they are, which could look better, I think. Kind of makes it look dirty. But, I mean, she's in battle probably, so she's fired her guns and there's smoke and stuff. Put that off to the side. And there are her ship parts. Quite large indeed. And there's plastic around all the guns. Let's see. Probably have to just rip it off. I think they call the stripes on the guns her dazzle armor. And her guns are not the only things that have stripes. Hee 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 hee. So the reason there are plastic sheets under the guns is they rotate. And they just want to protect everything. It's a pain to get off, but... So yeah, they rotate. All four of them. The barrels do not go up and down. They are stationary. There's the back of the ship parts. And the bottom, you can see the support hole. Two little rudders. These are painted very nicely. The little shield parts do not move. So just the guns do. Definitely going to be displaying her with them. Hello everybody, I'm back. I forgot to put my phone in airplane mode, and I guess I got an email and it stopped the video. Luckily I noticed before I got too terrible far, but if I'm right, I had just put the guns down. So after that, I pulled out Haruna's other base, So it's larger. It's got the same blue color. It's got the same plastic pegs for Haruna, but it's also got a peg hole for the support rod for her guns, or her ship parts. And you can see the size difference between the two bases. So you can choose which way to display her. I am definitely going to be displaying her with the guns. And then she came with the metal rod. This is for the support for her guns, of course. And then there was also a very tiny, fragile, thin piece of plastic, which is not focusing. Autofocus? So this is the antenna of her ship parts. It's taped into the blister packaging, so you have to be very careful that you don't break it because it is very thin. And then I pulled out Haruna. So she has lots of plastic on her. One piece just fell off. So it looks like there's some under her neck. So you pull off her head. And you can take that off. And then there's some under her waist. So you pull off her body and you can take that off. And then there's some under her skirt. So you can take that off somehow, carefully. It's a fairly tight fit. And take that off. So now, yay, she's all deplastic and all in pieces. So since she's in pieces, we'll go ahead and start with her lower body. Focus. So she has her dazzle armor on her underwear too. See, stripes. She definitely will not stand on her own, so don't even try it. And there's the back of her underwear and the crotch shot, kind of. So looking, there is a faint hint of the camel toe, which looks actually more like a seam line. She's got a little belly button. She has guns on her, boot straps up on her thighs. These ones do not move at all, so be careful with them. And there is her feet. She's got, I don't know what these would be called, but they're very high heels. Some part of a boat. Probably part of the rudder, which makes sense. So there is her skirt without the ship part attachment. Once again, this coloring is very good. The lines are very clean and crisp on it. So no paint flaws that I've seen so far. And I love the bright red on the skirt. Hopefully it stays like that. So there is her torso piece. Once again, just a real quick look. The lines are pretty much perfect. So no paint flaws at all that I can see. The shading, like I said, with her other skirt piece is kind of too blackish, darkish for me. But like I said, she's in battle, so it's probably just smoke stains. So the shirt does not open anymore, so you can't see her boobs, which is perfectly fine. Her hands are done very nicely. Put that down, and next we'll pull out her head. So she's a happy girl. She's got some teeth on her. Wide open smile. Eyes look very good. The hair looks good. I have seen a picture where someone got it where it was scratched up, which sucks for them. But they should be able to get a replacement. Her hair ornaments are very nicely done. Very shiny, painted gold. And her little braids. Her ears are done very nicely. Yeah. So yeah, she's very good. So one thing that I did see, you don't necessarily need to put her skirt on, but if you do, you've got a gap right there. So you may want to add a little bit of extra whatever to hide it if you want to display her in her underwear. I will not be doing that, so we'll take her off. And we'll start with just her. So we'll put the normal skirt back on, put her torso on, her torso, what's a torso? And put her head on. And then we'll put her on the normal base. We'll move all of her little extra pieces off to the side so we can get a good spin around of her. I will focus maybe. Bring her a little bit closer. So yeah, we'll do a little spin around of Haruna. So her hair is a darker color, a darker gray than in the anime, but I think it more matches with the game art. But yeah, like I said, the paint on her is pretty much perfect. The sculpt is pretty much perfect. She is definitely worth the price. Let me put her on the table and do a little shake test. So she does wobble a little bit. But as long as you're not like getting constant magnitude 9 earthquakes, she should be pretty stable. So now, let's go ahead and take her off the base. And we'll take her apart again. And this time, we have the guns to put on her. So, first step is to put on her other skirt. So it's a very tight fit. You probably don't want to be changing the skirts around a lot. And then just gotta pull out the instructions, make sure I do this right. She's expensive, don't want to break her. So yeah, take the skirt off, put the skirt on, put the torso on. Then spin her around to the back and look at her peg hole. And then you put the guns on. So before I do that, the lighting's not the best, but it does look a little strange where her back joins the ship parts. But I mean, you're not gonna see that once her guns are attached. Okay, so those are in. And now it says to put in the base the support rod. It's a pretty tight fit. And then it says put the rod in her gun, in her boat, and then put her foot on the peg. It's about a little bit of a concentration act. And I'm not going to like really wrench it down or anything because I do want to take her apart to take pictures. So now that that's on, you put the head back on. And then you take this part and it goes like this. So the instructions show, yep, there's a little flat edge. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but the top is flat. So that it only goes into the ship part one way. So it goes, just trying to see. So that the little flat edge goes to the front of her. So it slides in through a top hole into a bottom hole. Once again, I'm not going to, put it in super tight. But there she is with all of her ship parts. And she has a lot of weight to her, so be careful with her. you do not want to drop her for sure. Like I said, she's expensive. And we'll do a spin around of her in all of her glory. Looks like she's kind of resting her fingers on the gun there, which actually is kind of a cool thing, but it also looks like she's pushing it down. So let me see if I, just get it out from under her hand. It looked cool, but like I said, it was pushing the gun down. I don't know if over time the strain would cause damage. So yeah, spin her around. She definitely looks very good. Very happy I got her. Hopefully this video will tide some people over until they get their copies. Yeah. So we'll take the camera out now. Do some close-ups. So yeah, her face is very beautiful and blurry. Her mouth is pretty deep. Her chest is it's not a giant chest, but you can tell it's there. She has her boobs bound down underneath, it looks like. And her boots look very nicely detailed at the edges of them, or the top parts. And like I said, there's little guns on them. She attaches pretty securely to her base. Like I said, I didn't wrench her down because I will be taking her apart so I can take some pictures. There's the two guns with the dazzle armor. The smokestack on the back of her ship is very nicely sculpted and painted. And you can actually see some detail inside of it. And there's her little antenna. More smokestacks and normal guns without the dazzle armor. And I mean, there's lots of details on like the bridge of the ship. Oh, there's even guns on her little belt piece that holds the ship on. Yeah. So yeah, she is definitely worth the price. It sucks that she was an exclusive because it makes it harder for you to get her. But if you can and you like KanColle collection, I highly recommend her. I'll pull up a Coke can just for the size comparison. It only comes up to her knee. So yeah. As I said, this is Haruna Kaini, so the second remodel. She is from KanColle Collection. She is manufactured by Amakuni and is a Hobby Japan exclusive. I got her from Big in Japan, so you can get her from other stores, just you have to know where to look. She is a 1/7 scale, and I got the version without the military patch. She was released November 29th of 2016. I ordered her back in February. And I paid 17,750 yen, or $162.47. She has a very large box, which, I mean, she's got all these extra pieces and everything, so it makes sense, but it's going to be expensive to ship her. From Big in Japan, they charged me $3,600, but they actually paid $4,500. As far as I know, they're out of stock on her and probably won't get her back in. But she was available at Nippon Yasan. I don't know what the price is, but I do know that they're charging $5,200 to ship her. So, yeah, she's expensive. Shipping is expensive, but she's worth it. I hope you enjoyed. I'm out. Bye-bye.